Hey, and welcome to the highlights of episode number 205 with Marisa Peer. Some of my favorite parts of this episode were when she shares about how to rapidly transform all areas of your life and the difference between hypnosis and guided meditations. I loved her take on this. I also loved it when she took us through a powerful hypnosis. I felt so good after that. And I loved it when she spoke about the power of the mind and our words. But there is so much more wisdom and inspiration that you get in the full episode. So to listen to the full podcast and get all the info in the show notes, head on over to melissaambrosini.com/205 right now. Welcome, Marisa. I'm so excited to have you on the show. Now, I'd love to hear about your story and how you got to where you are today doing the wonderful work that you now do. How did this all unfold for you? Take us through the whole story.
Okay, so my father was a very eminent headmaster, and I always wanted to be some kind of child psychologist. So I began the training, but I realized very quickly it wasn't quite for me because when you work in child therapy, or at least the work I was doing, you always have three clients. You have mother, father, child, usually divorced. And it was very frustrating. I think now I could have done it, but I was really just too young and impatient. And I've always been very keen on fixing things like immediately. So I left the world of therapy and went to work in Los Angeles as a personal trainer, which was very different indeed. And I did love it, but every girl I worked with, or at least every third girl, was bulimic or anorexic or had body dysmorphia or was an exercise compulsive. And I was always looking at, wow, there must be a better way to treat this. And almost by chance, although so many good things in my life came about by chance, if there is such a thing, I found hypnosis and I found an extraordinary hypnosis teacher. And I realized that there indeed was a way to work on eating disorders. And I always had this dream that I would keep my practice as a exercise instructor. They weren't called personal trainers then, and cure people with anorexia and bulimia at the same time. And in fact, I became so busy that I had to leave personal training behind altogether and developed a very, very successful practice really fixing, I'm not sure you can say the word curing, you can in England, curing anorexia and bulimia in sometimes only 3 sessions, sometimes 2. And then people would ring me up and go, look, I know you're the bulimia girl, but I have dental phobia or bee phobia or phobia of heights. I just want to see you. And then I realized how much more interesting it was to diversify. So I began to see people for everything. And over a very long career working with supermodels and actors and singers and royalty and Olympic athletes, I also began to see what's really wrong with people. And I began to sort of categorize what's wrong with people and how can you fix them super fast. And fortunately, what I was looking at really worked. So I started to teach people, look, you don't have to go to therapy every week for 10 years. There's only 3 things wrong with everybody. And then I began to teach people my method about this. Look, there's only 3 things wrong with everyone. There's only 3 things you need to know about the mind. And if you follow this formula, you can get phenomenal results with your clients. And that's where I am today. I've written some books and I travel all over the world. And I was in your beautiful country in December teaching 2 sellout courses to some Australians who've gone on to do incredible work as RTT therapists. And we're really proud of them and proud of our therapy. And we're coming back in Melbourne, got another course. And it's wonderful that we love it, but it's wonderful that Australia has really taken it to heart.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what are the 3 things that are wrong with everybody?
Okay, I thought you might ask that. Well, the first one, and of course I have a whole movement against this, is most people in our modern world believe they're not enough. You know, I spend a lot of time in Africa, and even though it's a poverty-ridden country, I don't see that there. But here we have this sickness of I'm not pretty enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not successful enough. I'm not enough is so ingrained into people, and it's behind everything. Every addict, whether it's to drugs or drink or sex or shopping or indeed shoplifting, is fed by I'm not enough and therefore I need more. Hoarders, I'm not enough, I need more. Workaholics, I'm not enough, I need more praise, more Oscars. more nominations, more press. I need more something. And then the second thing wrong with people is this belief that what I want is not available. I want to be off antidepressants, but I've got the antidepressant gene. I want to lose weight, but my whole family are obese. And no matter what I do, doesn't work. I want love, but my dad left when I was 1, never saw me again. Therefore, I'm not lovable. And so this wanting something while you have a block that says it's not available. I want wealth, but I've got a money block. I want love, but I've got this block. So that's the second thing wrong with people. They pursue a goal and a dream, but they already have this entrenched fixed belief it's not available. I can get it, but I can't keep it. I can get it, but I can't maintain it. I can get it, but the price I'm going to have to pay makes it almost not worth getting it. And the third thing wrong with people, which is really interesting, is this feeling of I'm different, and therefore I can't connect. And it's wired into our DNA to need connection, which is why putting people in isolation is such a terrible punishment. And of course, we used to live in tribes and we were all the same, and we never had to think I'm different, but we live in multicultural societies and we label ourselves as different. And when you're different, you can't connect. When you can't connect, that's incredibly harmful. And I tell all my clients the same thing. Everyone's greatest fear after dying is to be different. And if you fear being different, you know what that makes you? Makes you the same as everyone. And everyone is the same as you. So if any of you think you're different, that very fact that you think that means you're actually just like everyone. And everyone is just like you.
Now that we're aware that we are telling ourselves those things, I call it the inner mean girl. The inner mean girl is telling us that I'm not enough or I'm different. What can we do about it? How can we transform that?
That's a great question, because indeed the way you feel about everything without question is only down to two things: the words you say to yourself and the pictures you make in your head. And when you start your day going, I'm different, I can't connect, or I'm just never going to make it, or this is just not going to happen for me, you turn into your words and pictures, because the strongest force in every person is that every thought you think, and indeed every word you say, is a blueprint that your mind and body work to make real. So here's how to do it. The first thing you do is every day you tell yourself you're enough. Write it on your mirrors in lipstick, in eyeliner, and a marker pen. Write it everywhere so that you're reading it the minute you get out of bed. Put it on your fridge and fridge magnets. Put it on your phone alerts. Even put it in amongst your passwords. So you have to type that, write it, read it, and speak it every day. Once you join the I'm Enough movement, I guarantee it will dramatically change your life. And then secondly, start to say, I'm the same as everyone. And everyone is the same as me. I'm not better than, but I'm not less than. I am more than good enough, and I'm the same. And thirdly, whatever you want, keep saying what I want wants me. And what I am moving towards is moving towards me, and everything that I want and is good is available to me. So tell yourself you're enough. Tell yourself that you're the same and you can connect to anyone, and that whatever you want is available to you, and it will start to really change your life powerfully, dramatically, and even better, really fast too.
But I want to know, can you tell us about how we can use hypnosis for rapid transformation? So how can we use it to help us with these limiting beliefs? And how can we use hypnosis to improve all the areas of our life, from our health, our work, our relationship with money, our relationships, and even childbirth?
I mean, the Maasai do that. The Maasai sing to an unborn baby, and the whole group sing the baby out of the womb. It's actually extraordinarily beautiful, because in the womb, the most developed sense is actually hearing. So hypnosis is a tool to get into the subconscious mind. That's all you need to know. You have a subconscious mind and a conscious mind. And let's think of it this way. Your subconscious mind is like a wild, crazy, beautiful stallion. And your conscious mind is the part that goes, I don't even know how to ride that beast. I mean, I can get on it, but it's probably going to go where I don't want to go. So you've got to master the stallion. You've got to master that beautiful horse, or Ferrari, if you like. And we try to use our conscious to master the subconscious, and it just doesn't work because the subconscious is so much more powerful. It never sleeps. It's always there. It's always working to protect us. And so I believe that you have to understand your subconscious. I have something called the rules of your mind that explains exactly how to understand your subconscious. Then you have to talk to it. You have to speak to it. You speak to a PA or indeed someone that comes to work for you. And you have to give it very clear instructions on what you want and not what you don't want. It's like if you're driving on the highway, I don't want to crash, I don't want to crash, I don't want to crash. That doesn't help. If you're driving in fog or rain or sleet, you don't go, I don't want to crash. You go, I've got to drive very carefully. I got to be very precise here. I got to go slowly and keep my eyes on the road and be very aware of what's going on. And if I drive carefully, I can get home safely. And the mind is very much like that. You must tell it what you want and not what you don't want. It's like getting into bed and going, oh my God, I must sleep. I'm not going to get enough sleep. If I don't have enough sleep, I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. I'm going to mess up my day. Rather than saying to the mind, okay, it's now midnight. I now require to sleep until 8 a.m., deep, unbroken, perfect sleep. Because we go, I got to fall asleep. I got to go to sleep. But there's nowhere to go. You don't fall anywhere. So our language is a big handicap in how we talk to ourselves. I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to screw up this date, screw up this presentation. When you talk about what you don't want, you get more of it. It's like saying, I don't want to think about a green apple. You have to think about it just to not think about it. So one of the rules, I'll give you a few rules of your mind. It's what I train all my grads to do. The first one is one I've just mentioned, but it's so important. It's worth a second mention. Every thought you think and every word you speak is a blueprint your mind and body must work to make real. And if you only knew that, you would make sure that every word you said and every thought you thought were better. And as long as you can do this 80% of the time, it's enough. Second rule of the mind, your mind learns by repetition. Third one is your body and mind must act in a way that is consistent with your thinking. And here's a favorite, you make your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by making your beliefs extraordinary. Dialogue with yourself better. And I heard you talk about affirmations. I love them too, but I actually prefer to call them statements of truth. And I find some affirmations like, oh, it's a wonderful day and the sun is shining. Well, if you live in London, that's not always true. But you can have good statements. Here's one I love. I have extraordinary coping skills. I have phenomenal coping skills. Whatever's going on in my life, I take it in my stride. I love my life. Rather than going, life's a wonderful walk through the park, because, sometimes it just isn't. But you can make your life a masterpiece if you dialogue with your mind on a regular basis using positive words. They must be in the present tense and they must make a picture. And this is not positive speaking. It is specific, detailed, relevant, up-to-date dialoguing with yourself. And it will make your life amazing. Your body keeps score. Everything you say. I was telling someone recently that one of my clients used to sign all his emails, busy, 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 wish I was dead. And he got cancer and died in 3 weeks. But that's an extraordinary thing to sign off. Busy, 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 wish I was dead. Or people say, this is killing me. I'm dying under pressure. If I'll die if I get another rejection, it would kill me if my next relationship didn't work. I'd rather die than give a presentation. And your body listens to that and says, you'd rather die than give a presentation? Why don't I just give you massive panic attacks? Now you can't give presentations. Now guess what? You can't die. And we say that if one more person breaks my heart, it would kill me. And then we wonder why we can't have a relationship, because we tell ourselves this stuff. I'm the size of a house. No matter what I eat, I look like a horse. I eat like a pig. I mean, none of this is true, but the mind doesn't have a sense of humor. It certainly doesn't understand irony. So if you say, I've eaten like a pig for 24 hours and now I'm the size of a barn, your mind doesn't go, come on, how could you be the size of a barn? How could you be the size of a horse? It just goes, okay, yeah, that's who you are.
how is it different to guided meditations?
Well, guided meditations are wonderful, but guided meditations, it's a bit like going to the doctor and saying, I have a headache, and he may give you a pill, may send you to a massage therapy, may give you aromatherapy, but then you're treating the symptom. If you're anxious and you do guided meditation, you may become beautifully calm. If you're nervous and you do guided meditation, you may become very confident. But what I do is I go back to the source, what lies beneath. It's a bit like being a detective, looking for what's going on, then becoming like a dentist and extracting all that toxicity. So many, many wonderful things that work, including massage to relax you, or exercise, or yoga, all of which I love and believe in, but they're working on the surface. And I'm a great believer that you cannot fix forever what you don't understand. But when you go back and treat what lies beneath, why don't I think I'm enough? Why do I believe I'm different? So I'm isolating myself. Why am I blocking myself? When you can find that out and treat that, everything changes. And then guided meditation is wonderful. If you get rid of a money block and then do guided meditation to manifest wealth, it will work. If you uncover and remove a love block and then do a guided meditation for a beautiful relationship, it will work so fast. It's a bit like if you went out and mowed your lawn, mowed off all the weeds, then went, well, they've come back. How did that happen? I got rid of them. No, you only got rid of them at surface level. You got to take them out by the root, and then they never come back.
Why is this so powerful during birth? You know, I mean, I haven't been through it personally, but I've had lots of friends who have done hypnobirthing, and then I watched that video with Marshall Silver, and where his wife just, you know, blissfully birthed this baby into the world.
I think in the modern world, we're taught to fear birth. You know, you never see animals fearing it. You watch a horse or a cow give birth to something with these long legs, and yet it's kind of seamless. But whenever we're taught to fear something, like fear success, fear speaking in public, you know, my little girl, when she was 2, would sing, would give a little talk to me, pretend she was in a movie. But if I said to her at 13, sing me a song, she'd go, Mum, you're so embarrassing. Stop it. Because they've learned to fear being judged. And when you're taught to fear birth, you create cortisol. And cortisol is the stress hormone. And when you're singing or humming, it's why bomb disposal experts sing and hum. It's why Marines, when they're running, will sing, because the mind cannot hold conflicting beliefs. That's another rule of your mind. If you are singing, your mind thinks, wow, you're relaxed. And it's very hard to be stressed and sing. And that's what I did. I had an amazing birth, but I also talked to my baby and said, I can't wait to see you. I want you to just flow out of my body and into my arms. And I had a wonderful baby who almost never cried because I was so excited about her birth. So it's actually a very good thing to sing or hum through delivery. I would never use the word labor, by the way, because that's a terrible word. But you see, we do that. This is going to hurt. Periods are agony. Oh, we're going to get the cramp. We're going to call it the curse because it's so terrible. And that's that same blueprint. Tribes that don't know how to fear birth have different births. You know, you're not supposed to lie flat on your back like a stranded beetle. You're supposed to wander around and be totally relaxed and sing and hum and be so excited about bringing another life into the world. But the singing is a big clue, because the mind cannot hold conclusions. If you're singing, you're happy. No one sings when they're miserable, because I'm so depressed I think I'll burst into song. So it's a bit of a clue there.
Yes, I love that. It's so true. It's so true. Is there anything else that you want to share with us? Any last parting words of wisdom or anything else that I didn't ask you about that you'd like to share?
I actually train people to be me, to do what I do. And it doesn't take 3 years of college. It's that we have an online course called RTT. We have live courses, and we have a combination of live and online. So if you would like to change the world, the way to do that is to change people, to make them feel good about themselves. And you can do what I do. Just go to RTT or rapidtransformationaltherapy.com, and you can do what I do. And it's the best job in the entire world.